Hey guys, here is an update video on people that I have confronted and where they are now. Figured it's been a while since I have done one of these. And since YouTube deleted my former channel, Courtney Elizabeth, there are 0 update videos to watch, so be sure to subscribe to ElizXbeth2, T-O-O. Thank you so much on YouTube. Yes, a lot has happened regarding some of the people that I have confronted. Let's get into it. Let me catch you guys up on the fates that took place with these people. As a lot of you guys know by now, the legal process can be very tedious and time consuming. Sometimes it takes a very long time for things to happen. And then I've moved on to many more catches by then. So these are pretty old catches, however, the updates are current. Our first update, taking you back all the way to October of 2021. That's right, back when COVID-19 was in full swing. I was actually still wearing a mask. I had no face tattoo to show off. I wasn't wearing a mask because of COVID though. I was anonymous at the time, and it just didn't make sense to me anymore being anonymous when I was live streaming on Twitch for Alex. So it's kind of like CC Unit. He's still anonymous, but everybody knows what he looks like. It's kind of pointless. So I just took the mask off. Everyone knew what I looked like. Ah yes, 2021, Kyle Rittenhouse began his murder trial where he was found not guilty. And a post-death pardon was recommended for George Floyd for his former charges, which was denied, and this 40-year-old man was asking this year-old for gas money. He was asking her for gas money so he could drive from Austin, Wisconsin all the way to Portage, Wisconsin to have S with her! Oh, finally my ears unpopped from the plane, see? At the time, I did refer to him as Juggalo Chris because I did not know his name. And then approximately, 9 days later, I caught another Chris whose last name was also unknown, so I did refer to him as Fat Chris because he was fat. But Juggalo Chris's identity was given to me by a detective who took interest in the case and the video, who I'm still in contact with to this day here and there. I just want to say, sadly, Juggalo Chris's crimes got much worse before he was formally charged. But first, let's review the crimes that he committed before I ever met him. His charges in Wisconsin go all the way back to 2018 for possession of not just weed, but cocaine and other paraphernalia. While out on bond, during that time, he did get caught with, yes, you guessed it, more and then he received his first sentence. 8 days. 8 days was his sentence. And then it gets better. Before 2018 could even end, he got charged with a 3rd possession charge. That got him 6 months in jail. Now let's hope he learns his lesson, maybe start following the rules. Nope, just 2 months later, another possession charge, landing him 45 more days in jail. Then Chris went over a year without any charges, but in 2020 he got a really big one. Possession of with the intent to manufacture. So he was actually on probation when I caught him approximately a year later. Are bad, okay? But the crime that I'm more focused on exposing is just crimes against children. That's it. That's the most heinous crime: harming a child, abusing a child, murdering a child, and that's my main focus. But I figured it was really important to talk about his criminal history and his charges, just to kind of show the kind of person that he is, his character, very unstable person, for his age, not very mature, not very wise, makes terrible decisions. So I'm not surprised that we ended up in that position that day in 2021. If someone gets charged that many times, especially with the intent to manufacture, maybe they should be put away longer. I don't know. That's just me. That many times in 1 year, Chris's urges led him to attempt something unforgivable with the and sadly, with him not being arrested after I caught him, I was told he ended up getting caught with a real shortly after that confrontation that I held with him. Oddly enough, I could never find any charges about this, but a couple victims have reached out to me as well as a detective with this information. Since I caught him in October of 2021, he has been charged with burglary, bail jumping, auto theft, more. But in March of 2025, Chris Engel was charged with child exploitation, exposing a child to harmful material, and 15 counts of. Luckily, Chris has been in prison since August of 2024 for his burglary case. His release date is for July of 2025, so hopefully the charges stick and he goes to court and trial before his release date. He's a really big danger to society. Grand theft auto, manufacturing, sexual assault on children, you know, it's just, oh geez, this guy is just, I think the only thing he hasn't done is murder. As Chris has shown us and will continue to show us if he is released, he has no problem committing crimes and he will just keep on doing it. So please, Wisconsin, do the right thing. I'll stay on top of these charges and update you guys more to come in the future. Now let's fast forward about a year after that to September of 2022 in Holland, Michigan. Guys, this is an absolutely insane sentence. Yes. Now, all of you guys know Jared Hanner, right? After my main channel got removed, I did upload this catch to my second channel. However, it did get removed. It's okay. But it is on Locals. Check me out on Locals, locals.com/Courtney ElizXbeth, link in the description below. At this time, Jared was only 30 years old, attempting to meet a year-old decoy in person in Holland, Michigan, played by, of course, T-Coy, the motherfucking decoy. Before we actually met Jared in person the night prior, we did discover dark details from his past. He is a registered offender. Jared's first recorded offense took place in 2014 when he was charged with third-degree criminal conduct with force or coercion. He did end up spending multiple years in prison for this, and at the time of my sting, he was on parole. And he had an ankle monitor on. Some of you may recall Jared was one of the most narcissistic, cockiest I've ever encountered in my life.
I don't care what you think is arrogant or you don't.
I'm a private citizen and you guys are now accosting me.
Twitch has been acting up recently. Won't let me get past the
I think it has.
Yeah, that's why you only have 3 followers.
Jared had an excuse for everything that has happened to him. His life had pretty much just been an endless trails of misunderstandings, and nothing has ever been his fault. He's always been in the wrong place at the wrong time, apparently. He really did try to convince us that he is not attracted to and he is not a. During the catch, we did have someone call the cops for us, and the cops never showed up. After the catch, we did report him to his probation officer, but the penalties were little to none. Sadly, the system kept giving Jared more and more chances to prove he's a suitable member of society. And unfortunately, Jared Hanner finally put that last nail in the coffin on that. About 2 years later, on October 29th, 2024, Jared was sentenced to 35 years in prison. Not for attempting to meet a decoy, a fake, a sting operation. This was a real victim. Jared's charges included exploitation of a child, and he had a female accomplice, Tasha Erin Blake, age 38, of Grand Haven, Michigan. They both used a 13-year-old girl and exploited her. Sources show that this 13-year-old was in Tasha's care and custody at the time. Tasha claims to have felt guilty for this and turned herself into the police. Oh, what a hero, what a great woman, wow, what a great person. Well, you already f***ed a child's life up. By doing this, Tasha was charged with distribution of CP. This also gave the police enough evidence to investigate Jared Hanner at the fullest extent. According to this evidence, they were able to determine that Jared was a master manipulator in this case and in this situation. That's why his sentence is twice as longer than Tasha's, as her sentence is only 15 years. In my opinion, they should both be serving the same sentence, which is the maximum sentence, which is 30 years. I think Tasha got off easy. And yeah, if Hannah's sentenced to 30 years, Tasha should be sentenced to 30 years as well. I don't care if she was manipulated. She is a grown-ass woman who was watching a child who was in her custody, and she definitely took advantage of that situation for their own sick pleasures. If Tasha can be so easily to assist in such a crime, who's to say she won't do it again in another 15 years? She poses a permanent threat to society, much like Jared Hanner, who will go great lengths to receive, which he has shown us. Lastly, just another month later in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, I met 43-year-old Shane Hall while I was portraying a 15-year-old, and I had a 10-year-old sister and a 6-year-old sister, stuff like that. He was after a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 6-year-old. Things got physical. He was a really, really sick person. Sheboygan did the damn thing though, and he was formally charged. Sheboygan County does not f around. Shane Hall has a really short criminal history. He spent 1 day in jail in 2007 for domestic violence. Then 15 years later, he gets charged with using a computer to facilitate a child crime and attempting to entice a child with sexual contact. And they threw the book at him. This is a 25-year sentence total. Yes, he was sentenced to 15 years in and 10 years probation, making that, I hate how it's worded, 25 years sentence, but really it's 15 years in prison. But he's also going to be a lifetime registered offender. Guys, for Wisconsin, this is a massive W. This is a really long sentence, 15 years in prison. I mean, this, for my sting operation, the detective called me, he told me great work, be careful, and justice is served. I really feel like they really just did amazing, yeah. The judge did great. I'm just so proud of Sheboygan County. So any possible offenders out there, don't let this be you. Or you could be sitting in Dodge County in green and being fat. So there you have it. 3 sitting in prison with pretty lengthy sentences. Well, 2 with massive sentences and 1 still remaining that I really hope see get the same treatment. Thank you all so much for watching, and let me know in the comments what you think should happen to Chris Engel, aka Juggalo Chris. And I really hope that he doesn't get released in July and that these charges stick. I just know that he just doesn't learn, nor does he give a about the law or morals. He is from Boston though, and Boston is kind of a crappy area. Sorry if you live there. I'm not saying that you're crappy. I'm saying the area is kind of ugh. Although I live near Milwaukee, and that's not really any greater sometimes, probably, huh? But yeah, consider checking me out on Locals. Here's a sneak peek of some catches that are on Locals.
Happy birthday, fuck you! Happy birthday, fuck you!
Dario, have a conversation with us, otherwise we're getting the police here, motherfucker.
Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, guys. And I just want to thank you all so much. Subscribing is free. And yeah, consider becoming a member on Locals for only $5 a month. That helps me keep going. And I really appreciate you guys. That's it. That's all I can say. And it's just facts. So yeah, I hope you guys have a really blessed day. And thank you so much for being here from the bottom of my heart. Alright guys, till next time. Bye!